be Jesus Christ, now and forever. So often when we read or hear the gospel, as we know, there's enough in just one verse to meditate on for a week or even a lifetime. That must be the case, because the words of the gospel are spirit and life, ever ancient, ever new. I happen to have a book with meditations for every day of the year, selected from the writings of Pope Benedict XVI, including his writings from before he was the Pope. There's always some meat to get one's teeth into and to pause and think. One of his meditations for these days of August is about one verse in St. Mark's Gospel, chapter 6, verse 31 to 32. The apostles have returned from their preaching mission, and the Gospel says they told Jesus all they had done. Pope Benedict says the Lord, rather than congratulate them for their relentless activity or give them awards for what they've done, instead says these beautiful words to them: "Come away by yourselves to a lonely place and rest for a while." Benedict says that they might have been suffering from a little bit of self-importance, forgetting where the power that they had dispensed had come from. They were, even after their successful mission, rushing about so much that they didn't even have time to eat. We are in what are often called the dog days of August. The dictionary definition of dog days is quite interesting. In the first place, it refers to the particular period of time in the Northern Hemisphere where it's usually hottest. The second definition is fascinating. Dog days are also either a period of stagnation or inactivity. Those two things are not the same. Therein is our lesson from the Lord in that one verse. Jesus is not calling the disciples to stagnate, but he is instructing them to be inactive for a while, not forever, not to be slothful, not to be on perpetual paid furlough or endless sabbatical, but to rest for a while. Pope Benedict, in his meditation on this verse, makes two critical points, so he can claim the prize for any wisdom you might receive from this week's Nugget. The first point is very powerful. He says, his words, that any kind of hectic activity, even in religious affairs, is utterly alien to the New Testament picture of man. Ponder on that. Is it not the case that so often our hectic activity is a mask for an inner emptiness, or even a substitute for the fear of silence and contemplation? Not contemporary navel-gazing, there's a pandemic of that, but God-gazing. The second point he makes is, I think, what Jesus was trying to teach the apostles and us by calling them and us to rest a while. The West, in particular, he says, has come to regard all activity as the sign of the validity of anything we do. But, and this is his point, he says, often it will be an act of real humility and creaturely honesty to stop what we are doing, to acknowledge our limits, to take time to draw breath and rest. Truth be told, much of that unwillingness to rest is because we believe we are indispensable. The graveyards are full of people who thought the same. Perhaps the church may be going through dog days, stagnating in places, because rather than resting a while in calm contemplation, the hustle and bustle is a cloak for spiritual emptiness. Let us use our God-given dog days, not just in August, but throughout the year, not to stagnate, but to rest. Brethren, rejoice, be perfected, be comforted, be of the same mind, be at peace, and the God of peace and love will be with you.